All right, so this will be kind of like a shorter lesson today. Oh, what's this? Can you still see my screen? Yes, okay, perfect. All right, so أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We will get right into it. So, should you always follow your heart? I want people to speak. Should you always follow your heart? If you had the option to not go to school, would you just
No,
not go to school?
it depends. Like it depends on what your
Let's
heart
raise our
wants.
hands. Can we raise our hands? Raise our hands and I'll pick who can speak, okay? So Asia has her hand raised first. Go ahead, Asia.
It kind of depends, like if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like if it says to eat junk food, like I don't think you should eat junk food.
There, that is a good point. Harim?
Like yeah, if it's like following your, if it's like you have a goal set, like let's say you want to become an engineer when you grow up and you set that goal because your heart wants to do, then you should listen to it. But if it like tells you like if you want to skip school or like or if it like wants to invest all of your money in something which is not helpful, well, then you shouldn't. So the first thing I would probably do is go speak with your parents about it, and then they'll tell you if it's a good thing or bad thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Thank you. That's a really smart answer. Abdurrahman, go ahead.
It depends on, it's like as they said, it depends on the choice if it's good or not, because the choice really matters here in case it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
It
that's a
can
good point.
it can change your lifestyle drastically if it's a good or bad choice, meaning that you have to be wise about this choice.
Yeah, that's a good argument. Nusaiba?
Well, if you want to listen to your heart, then you have to first think that what your heart is telling you to do. If it's something bad, like don't celebrate Eid, then don't do it at all. But if it's something good, like do celebrate Eid, then you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, exactly. So it really just depends on if your intention is good or not, right? So if you want to spend all your money in like a charity organization, or like most of your money, if you want to put money into a charity organization every single day, a little amount each day, that's a good thing, right? And if your heart really wants that, you do that. And on the other hand, if your heart really wants to just never go to school ever, and your parents are just getting calls and calls that, oh, your child hasn't been to school today, like what's going on? That's not a good way to follow your heart, right? So, do you see kind of like a pattern here that like if it's something good, if you're a good person, then whatever desire that you have in your heart is going to be good and is going to be for a good reason. If you're not a good person and you have desires in your heart that aren't good, that aren't going to benefit you or anyone else around you, it's it's harming you. It's harming you and it's not going to be good decisions that you make in life, right? So our the command that Allah has given us is to do good. And our only desire should be to do good. And how can we do that? By being good people, right? That if we are on the straight path, if we are listening to all of Allah's commands, we are doing what is good and we are doing what is right. And if our actions are good, then our feelings and our thoughts will also be good, right? Because if you're doing good things for other people, if you are helping a homeless person, if you are buying like a salad from McDonald's to give it to a homeless person who's standing outside of McDonald's, then that's a good thing, right? And it's going to make you feel more kinder towards people who don't have money to buy themselves food, right? So you're gonna have a desire after that to do more good. Make sense? So the thing is now that this type of guidance is so important that Allah has designed our salah so that every single time you pray, you're asking for guidance. And there's a surah hinted on the screen that specifically asks for guidance, and it's literally a dua for guidance. Can anyone guess? It's a pretty obvious surah. Raise your hand, please, on like the virtual thingy. Harim, go ahead.
Is it Surah Fatiha?
Yeah, it is Surah Fatiha. Surah Fatiha, literally, every single prayer begins with this dua for guidance, right? Surah Fatiha. You're asking Allah to guide you to the right path and help you walk on it. Every well-prayed salah puts light in your heart to help you tell the difference between right and wrong so that you can see things clearly, right? Because remember how every single time you do something bad, a dark spot comes on your heart? But every single time you pray and every single time you ask for guidance, light comes on your heart. Right? So we want to take away all those dark spots, we want to fill our heart with as much light as we possibly can. Okay? So other people who don't pray regularly and who don't ask for guidance regularly, they might be far more confused that like is what I'm doing right or is it wrong? Should I go to the party? Should I eat this? Should I lie? Should I do this? Should I do that? They'll be much more confused, right? But you, since you're asking for guidance every single day, 5 times a day in each rakah, can you guys guess like how many times we read Surah Al-Fatiha? Like just in the fard salah. 5 times a day, just in the fard. Can anyone like count that up and guess? Harim, go ahead. Oh, you're already mute. Okay.
Okay, so like so you say Surah Fatiha twice in Fajr, so and then you say it four times in Zuhur, and then 4 times in Asr, which leads up to 10 times, and then 3 times which in Maghrib, so that's 13 times, and 4 times in Isha, which 13 and 70 times.
17
fard.
times. So in a
In
day,
fard.
yeah, that's just for fard, right? So in a day, you're at least asking for guidance 17 times. Isn't that so amazing? You're asking for guidance 17 times a day. And then if you read Surah Al-Fatiha on other times, like if you're reading with like your teacher or something and you read Surah Al-Fatiha, you're asking for guidance again. Right? Surah Al-Fatiha isn't just a surah, it's a dua as well because you're asking Allah to give you clarity, to make you understand what's right and what's wrong, to make you stay on the straight path, right? So you will increase immensely, like a lot in your good deeds automatically.
Remember? And what